All right, guys. So today, as you can see on the screen right here, we have the snakebite case because this is a case I really think we need to talk about right now, and it's investing potential. I know it's a case, and we'll look at the items and all the different things inside of the snakebite case, but it's definitely a case that a lot of people like to talk crap about and say it's a trash case, and they want to stay away from it. They'd never invest in it. But I do want to look at some of the numbers, some of the fundamentals, and some of the reasons and the argument for why this case could be a really, really good long-term investment. Obviously, nobody knows in the short term, but man, these prices are getting crazy ridiculous too, and I just think it's something I wanted to talk about a lot. So I am Germ, CS2 collector, investor, and cash trader. In this video today, why we're going to talk about why I think this snakebite case is just too cheap to pass up right now. But of course, first, just want to mention my cash trading business. If you guys are looking to sell any of your CS2 items, turn them into cold hard cash or crypto or any other payment method, definitely hit me up over on Twitter. It's going to be the first link in the description below. We're buying pretty much anything and everything for the right price. You guys can see here tons of knives, skins, patches, cases, stickers, whatever. Always looking to buy good stuff. We can even cash out your whole inventory if you want to. But yeah, it also helps support me, my channel, my content, and it's a quick, easy, and safe way for you guys to cash out as well. With that being said, let's get right into this video today. So the snakebite case, this is something I was looking at the other day. The snakebite case is one of the ones that I watch pretty closely because it's one of the ones where I actually think it is a really, really strong long-term investment because it was obviously just recently removed, or like recently within the last year, recently removed from the active duty pool and into the rare drop pool, which means its prices are actually really, really low and prices are cheap, which obviously a lot of people would argue gives it a lot of room to grow and a lot of potential because people love to own cases, and case prices kind of just like generally go up over time. Especially when you get those really, really cheap ones, you can load up on a ton of them and potentially make some really, really big profits. So this is what I noticed. Cases are my main thing. I'm mainly a case investor. I do obviously dabble in some other stuff like patches and like capsules and different stuff, but mostly I like to go for cases, rare, cheap cases, and so snakebite case is just one of the cases I randomly look up when I'm cycling through stuff, and I could not believe that this thing was 19 cents on CS Float. Obviously, you can see here that CSGO Stocks has it at about 27 cents, but this is based off of Steam prices, and the crazy thing here is that, again, within the last year, we've seen this thing removed from the active duty pool and into the rare drop pool, and it's still down 22%. This is right before it got removed from the active duty pool, around 25 cents, and now it's 27 cents. So for literally 1 or 2 cents more, you can actually get this thing for about the same price as you could while it was still in the active duty pool. Again, the fundamentals have massively changed. Before that, there was speculation of when it was going to get removed from the active pool, if it was going to get removed from the active pool at all. Obviously, again, the fracture case could have came first, and the snakebite case wouldn't have got removed until God knows when. But the fact this thing is now removed, and we know that its supply is going to be slowly dwindling over time, and you're still able to get it at a very similar price. Again, these prices should in theory be more expensive than they were previously because something very, very big changed. We went from the active duty to the rare pool, and instead of that supply increasing, that supply is now decreasing, and that gives you a big, big, big opportunity. And again, seeing these at 19 cents, to me, this is just a little bit too cheap. Now, right now, I don't own a ton of snakebite cases. I own like a handful of them. I had considered buying them and considered starting positions in them previously many times, but it just never really pulled the trigger on it for a bunch of different reasons. Either I was focused on other investments, I was building up like my patches portfolio, I was buying some agents. I like to keep some money on the side just in case, and obviously buying cases, there's not really an amazing way to buy them in bulk anymore without Buff 163. And also the one thing to keep in mind with snakebite cases, obviously they're so cheap. If you want to really make a meaningful investment, you're going to have to buy so many of them. So then you also need like storage units, you need inventory space. You have to factor in the price of those storage units as well, which actually is going to bump up your cost basis and stuff a little bit. But I should be buying more snakebite cases. And right now I'm very, very much so thinking about it. I'm thinking about placing hopefully some kind of like big buy order on CS Float or something like that. I don't know. I'd like to make my positions like $500, $1,000, something like that. So if I could buy $1,000 worth of snakebite cases at 19 cents, I would be actually really, really happy that for the next like 2 or 3 years as just a kind of set it and forget it investment. Those are my favorites. And I really do think if you buy cheap, rare cases and just set them aside and forget about them and don't check the prices every day and don't care if this, if snakebite cases crash to 15 cents, like whatever, don't panic. Don't worry that you lost 20% or 15% or whatever, because it doesn't matter, because I really do think these will go up over time. Now, obviously, the argument against snakebite cases is just that it's kind of a trash case, which again, I wouldn't really argue. You know, all the skins kind of suck. I don't really love any of them. Obviously, the AK-47 Slate is a really, really iconic skin, especially now with the crafting updates. This is one that always people are going to like and is a pretty good pull from this thing. Other than that, the M4A4 in living color, I think, is a little bit underrated. I think it's actually pretty decent. USPS the Trader, kind of trash, not really that cool. And then obviously the golds are gloves, and people don't really like gloves as much as they like knives. You know, gloves are, I like gloves. Gloves are very cool. But obviously most people would prefer knives, but there are some cool gloves in here. Snow leopard gloves I think are pretty cool, and you know there are some big pulls you can hit from this still. Black tie gloves I think are actually pretty decent. Other than that, I'm not really sure what the other like really cool pulls from this. Obviously slingshot gloves, Nox gloves are very cool. So there's really only like 4 pulls from this thing that I think I would be super excited about. And again, yeah, the skins are a little bit trash, but again, this is just 19 cents. This thing is so cheap. You can't even be like, oh, the skins aren't that great or gloves suck or whatever, because it's just so cheap. You're not spending, you know, $1, $2, whatever on these cases. You're getting this thing for just absolutely dirt cheap. So again, like I said, when I was cycling through this and I was checking the prices, I couldn't believe how cheap it was, especially because I had been tracking this thing for a long time. So I knew that these prices were similar to, if not even lower than when this was still an active duty case. And being able to pick up a rare case for active duty case prices, to me seems really good, especially if you think, and I do think that CS has been becoming a better game over time. They've been fixing their issues. I do still think the player base is going to continue to grow in the future. I think the Shanghai Major that's coming up is still going to be very big. I think 2025 is going to be a big year. I think there are some cool things coming. Now, obviously, the unboxing rates are a big deal, and the snakebite case is still getting unboxed. This is, I believe, within the last 30 days. You guys can see here, 800,000 snakebite cases opened in the last 30 days, which again, that is crazy. Now, it's obviously trumped mega by the active duty cases, and obviously the fact that we just got the gallery case and all of the armory stuff, and we still have the Anubis package. People are spending so much money and unboxing so many different things right now. That's definitely bad for the snakebite case, but still the snakebite case is the most unboxed rare drop case that we're seeing right now. So again, for everyone saying that snakebite case is trash or whatever, people are unboxing this thing at crazy rates. And again, the supply out there for the snakebite case is massive. It was an active duty case throughout the CS2 hype and through many times of huge player base numbers and everything. So there's a crazy amount of snakebite cases out there, but there's also a very big amount of snakebite cases getting opened right now. And again, that supply is going to be eaten into. That supply is a big issue, but it's going to be getting smaller and smaller every day, every week, every month, and that's why I do think that price will continue to go up over time. And again, these prices are so cheap, you can put in an investment on these for not big risk and still potentially see some big rewards. And then also, since you have a ton of cases, it actually gives you flexibility, to sell, to take some profits, to do different things. But I do think that overall, these prices just don't make sense. They're a little bit too cheap. I can't believe the snakebite case hasn't seen more price appreciation. And to me, this 19 cents price range for it right now seems very strong. I get some of the downsides. I get some of the negatives. I get people saying snakebite's a trash case. I get people saying the supply out there is way too high. But if you want a long-term hold, this is the time to do it. When prices are down, when it's now a rare case, when the supply is going down, and when people are maybe sleeping on it a little bit. There's definitely other sexier investments out there right now. But I really do think that over the next couple of years, a snakebite case is going to be tough to beat. And that's why I'm probably going to go put in a buy order for a nice little chunk of these right about now. But I wanted to get this video out to you guys first. Pretty much it was this video today. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. Until then, peace.